Creating tension in characters, much like in Avatar the Last Airbender, involves a delicate balance of internal and external conflicts, complex relationships, and evolving personal stakes. The first step is to establish clear, compelling motivations for each character. These motivations should be deeply personal and sometimes conflicting with those of other characters. For instance, Aang's desire to avoid violence and maintain peace often clashes with the pressing need to confront the Fire Nation's aggression. This internal struggle creates a natural tension that drives his character development and interactions with others. Next, it's essential to introduce external pressures that force characters to confront their internal conflicts. In Avatar, the constant threat of the Fire Nation serves as a looming external pressure that affects all characters differently. Katara's quest for justice and Zuko's struggle for honor are both intensified by this overarching threat. By placing characters in situations where they must make difficult choices, you can heighten the tension. For example, Zuko's journey is fraught with moments where he must choose between his perceived duty to his father and his growing sense of what is morally right. Relationships between characters are another critical element in building tension. Complex dynamics, such as those between Aang and Zuko or Katara and Toph, add layers of conflict and resolution. These relationships should evolve over time, with characters experiencing both camaraderie and discord. The tension between Zuko and his sister Azula is a prime example of how familial relationships can be a source of intense conflict. Their rivalry is rooted in deep-seated issues of jealousy, loyalty, and the desire for approval, making their interactions charged with emotional tension. Character flaws and weaknesses are also vital in creating tension. Perfect characters are unrelatable and uninteresting. By giving characters vulnerabilities, you make their struggles more realistic and engaging. Aang's reluctance to accept his role as the Avatar, Katara's sometimes overbearing sense of responsibility, and Sokka's insecurities about his abilities all serve to create tension within the group. These flaws lead to mistakes, misunderstandings, and growth, which are essential for dynamic storytelling. Another technique is to use pacing to build and release tension. In Avatar, moments of intense action are often followed by quieter, more introspective scenes. This ebb and flow keep the audience engaged and allows for character development. For instance, after a high-stakes battle, a scene where characters reflect on their experiences or confront their fears can deepen the emotional impact and maintain tension. The stakes must also be continually raised to keep the tension high. As the series progresses, the challenges the characters face become more daunting and the consequences of failure more severe. This escalation keeps the audience invested in the characters' journeys. The introduction of new antagonists, such as Azula, and the increasing complexity of the characters' goals, such as mastering new bending techniques, ensure that the tension remains fresh and compelling. Lastly, foreshadowing and unresolved questions can be powerful tools in maintaining tension. By hinting at future conflicts or leaving certain plot points unresolved, you create a sense of anticipation and uncertainty. In Avatar, the mystery of Zuko's mother and the true nature of Aang's destiny are threads that keep the audience guessing and invested in the story. Creating tension in characters involves a multifaceted approach that includes clear motivations, external pressures, complex relationships, character flaws, effective pacing, escalating stakes, and strategic use of foreshadowing. By weaving these elements together, you can craft characters and stories that resonate deeply with audiences, much like those in Avatar the Last Airbender. The key is to ensure that the tension is not just about external conflicts, but also about the internal struggles and growth of the characters, making their journeys both relatable and compelling.